We're kicking off today with Braun Strowman, who was arguably the biggest name cut last week, and his exit was a surprise given that he'd been involved in ongoing storylines on SmackDown. Strowman had been working with Jacob Fatu mere weeks before his release, and now we know much more on why the former Universal Champion is on WWE's alumni page yet again. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan Alvarez shared that Strowman's salary was a key factor in his WWE release, as the belief was that he was being paid more than his usage justified. WWE's creative team was also reportedly unhappy with Braun Strowman, as he was not receptive to the ideas that they pitched for his character. Additionally, management viewed the Monster Among Men as injury-prone, which further impacted his standing within the company. Ultimately, though, it was the money that was said to be the main reason behind his release, which marks his second time being cut from WWE after his previous release in 2021. Braun re-signed with WWE in September of 2022 after Triple H took over the company's creative direction, and in addition to the Fatu feud, also gained attention for feuding with Bronson Reed. Strowman's final singles match for WWE came in a loss to Jacob Fatu in a last man standing match on the April 4th SmackDown, and he would miss WrestleMania before his release. Strowman isn't the only name cut for non-in-ring reasons, as on Wrestling Observer Radio, it was shared that Riley Osborne was cut from NXT for matters outside his wrestling performance. Bryan Alvarez shared that off-camera issues led to Osborne being cut from TV, but no specifics were shared. WWE sources also stated that Riley is a talented performer who never had a true opportunity to show his skills because of his backstage issues. As for Braun, he took to social media and shared a cryptic post, seemingly reacting to his release as he enjoyed a drink on a boat, a sign that this change in his career hasn't fazed him. It'll be interesting to see what's next for Braun after his 90-day non-compete clause expires, and would you like to see him in AEW, or is there somewhere else he should go? Let us know down below. With so many wrestlers being released all at once, these latest cuts have sparked speculation and rumors about the remaining roster, with many being about Shinsuke Nakamura. Though rumors swirled that Nakamura was among those cut on May 2nd, those claims don't hold up, as a trip to WWE.com will show that the former NXT champion is still on the active roster. This confusion likely stems from Nakamura vanishing from TV and the fact he wasn't booked for WrestleMania despite being US champion earlier this year. Wade Keller of PW Torch has reported that WWE won't renew Nakamura's contract once it expires, with the report saying management is moving on from the Japanese superstar. This is yet to be confirmed by WWE or Nakamura, but it's certainly telling that his last major appearance was on the March 7th SmackDown, where he lost the US title. Since then, his only involvement in WrestleMania week was a quick spot in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where he was just one wrestler in a sea of bodies in the match. Nakamura's case isn't a sudden drop-off, but rather WWE shifting its focus away from the 45-year-old and instead looking to focus on younger NXT superstars. Shinsuke Nakamura is still under a WWE contract for now, but how do you think WWE should book Nakamura, and who would you like to see him wrestle? Let us know below. Shotzi is another name fans will see exit WWE, as she was moved to the alumni section of WWE.com, sparking speculation about her future with the promotion. While WWE is yet to make any official announcement, Fightful Select would confirm that WWE has informed Shotzi that her contract is expiring soon and they will not be renewing her deal. Sources made clear to Fightful that Shotzi hasn't been released, but made it clear her exit is coming, and this comes mere days after Shotzi shared a cryptic promo online. That promo sparked speculation that something big was happening, but now it feels like the video was a farewell to her WWE career. Shotzi last competed in a broadcast match during the February 19th episode of WWE Speed, and before that she wrestled on the January 28th edition of NXT. She did make a brief appearance at NXT Stand and Deliver last month, where she walked to the ring with Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Shotzi isn't keeping quiet about her WWE exit, as in a tweet, she confirmed that her days with the company are numbered, and she's already making plans for what's next. Shotzi declared that "I'm about to dominate" and shared her booking contact email, and also claimed that her contract won't expire until July, but when it does, she'll go balls to the wall. The green-haired superstar later deleted this tweet, though the reason why is unclear, as it is academic that she'll be gone from WWE within a matter of months. Shotzi first signed with WWE in 2019 after impressing on the independent scene in promotions like Evolve, and her unique look, energy, and mini-tank entrance was an immediate hit. A former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion alongside Ember Moon, now ROH's Forever Champion Athena, Shotzi also appeared in War Games matches and Royal Rumbles. In December 2023, Shotzi got married and still made it to a WWE live event that same week, where she wowed fans by wrestling in her wedding dress. On Twitter, Shotzi reacted to her exit, saying she's more than grateful for the wild ride, and she can't wait to see where this crazy journey takes me next. Where that is remains to be seen, but with a wave of fan support and a unique look, Shotzi may not be out of a job for long after her WWE tenure is over. Another exit has taken place as NXT's Dani Palmer took to Instagram this week to confirm that her time with WWE is also at an end. Palmer thanked WWE and said that her past 3 years have been amazing, and said that while this is an ending, she went till the wheels fell off, literally. That comment is a nod to Palmer's WWE tenure being plagued with injuries including requiring double hip surgery in early 2024 that forced her out of the ring for a long time. Palmer's final match with WWE came at the February 21st taping of WWE Evolve, where she lost to Kelly Armstrong, and she would reportedly suffer another injury. In her statement, Palmer added that she's looking forward to the next chapter of her life and also spoke about getting into the business world and being stoked about it. As an NXT talent, Palmer will have to wait 30 days before she competes elsewhere, but it now appears that her days in the wrestling world are done for good. In her post, Palmer said that she's officially closing out my athletic career, and Fightful Select adds that those close to the situation don't believe that Palmer will continue in wrestling. All signs point to Palmer walking away from the squared circle for good, and while she never had a breakout moment on TV, Palmer had charisma and athleticism that made her stand out. Palmer is a former 3-time NCAA national champion and succeeded in acrobatics and tumbling, but now it seems her wrestling run is ending as quietly as it began. Cora Jade was one of the most surprising WWE releases last week, as not only had she been on NXT TV, but many saw big things for her future both in NXT and on the main roster. Now Jade is speaking out against what she describes as a toxic culture in WWE, and she's thrown her support behind another surprising NXT release, Gigi Dolan. The controversy began after a report in the Wrestling Observer suggested that some of the recently released NXT talent were cut due to being lazy for failing to stand out. The report also indicated that WWE has shown little hesitation in cutting talent it perceives as lacking dedication, but this report didn't sit right with Gigi Dolan. The Toxic Attraction alum fired back on Twitter to defend her name, as she said, "When I wasn't traveling for work for either of the two companies I was working for, I trained very hard 3 to 4 days a week, bumping my ass off and doing cardio drills with one of the best and toughest coaches I've worked with. And it worked out every single day, with live events every other weekend. So yeah, I don't want to hear this. The way my body feels says otherwise." Dolan clearly found the suggestion that she was lazy was inaccurate and unfair, and was opposed to the generalization made about WWE's recent wave of cuts. In response to Dolan's post, Cora Jade weighed in, adding, "This, plus can't forget having to go to my own gym outside of work after strength and conditioning that wasn't doing anything for me other than get me body shamed by my bosses, coworkers, and fans. Crazy." Jade's remarks shed light on what she describes as a harmful culture within WWE, where physical appearance was criticized even after she worked with the training programs. Jade didn't name names, but her mention of body shaming by bosses and coworkers certainly adds some serious weight to the ongoing discussion about WWE's latest cuts. Do you think Gigi Dolan and Cora Jade's experiences point to a deeper issue within WWE's internal culture? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Dakota Kai was another surprising release, given that she was on the verge of becoming the first Women's Intercontinental Champion in January of this year. This marks Kai's second time being released from WWE, as she was cut in 2022 under the Vince McMahon regime, and more has come to light about that exit from the promotion. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that Kai was in talks with AEW and Stardom after her first exit, but ultimately chose to return to WWE when given the option. It's unclear just how far the talks with AEW went, but the report noted that AEW seemed ready to use her and invest in her before she returned to WWE at SummerSlam 2022 for Damage Control. Now Kai will have to wait 90 days until she can compete elsewhere, and fans may see the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion be All Elite after all. Do you think Dakota Kai will join AEW, or will her previous choice of WWE over AEW leave management unwilling to offer her a chance this time around? Let us know in the comments. More layoffs news now, as another person has been handed the pink slip, this time exiting WWE's digital and creative world from outside the ring. Andrew Carr, who had been with WWE for 9 years, has been let go, and his wrestling journey began as an announcer for Evolve before becoming a key figure backstage in WWE. Carr was a major part in producing WWE documentaries and digital content, and his work helped bring a polished feel to WWE stories beyond what fans saw on TV. The releases from WWE have sparked a ton of reactions online and on Twitter. Mercedes Moné shared a throwback picture with some of the stars cut from the company. The pic includes Moné, Shayna Baszler, and Shotzi, while Dakota Kai's face has been imposed over Natalya, and Toni Storm, who left in 2021, rounds out the quintet. Moné didn't say much in her post, but captioned the image with a $sign and $sign eyes emoji, seemingly a jab at WWE's decision to cut costs by reducing long-tenured talent. Do you think Mercedes Moné was throwing shade or just supporting her friends? Should WWE have done more to keep stars like Shotzi and Dakota Kai? Sound off in the comments. At WrestleMania 41, CM Punk finally had a main event match at WWE's biggest annual event, though some have cast doubt on whether Punk actually headlined the show. While WrestleMania is now 2 nights, there are some who have argued that only the Night 2 main event, the closing match of the entire 2-night spectacle, counts as a main event. During an Instagram live session, CM Punk was asked if he thinks he'll ever main event WrestleMania again, and Punk was adamant that he will. Punk said he needs to make sure he headlines Night 2 so he can silence those critics who, according to the best in the world, move the goalposts. At 46 years old, the clock is ticking for CM Punk to headline WrestleMania's second night, but Punk is confident that such a spot isn't a question of if, but when. Over to TNA Wrestling, as the promotion is officially stepping away from one of its longest-standing traditions, the use of blading and excessive blood. Fans have often associated the promotion with matches soaked in crimson, something that often separated them from WWE, but now a new internal directive has confirmed a change. John Alba reports that driven by more than just safety concerns, it's rooted in business strategy, which Alba says is a strong indicator that TNA is shopping its programming right now. Alba added that as of this week, he was told that TNA was in talks with 5 platforms, including streaming options, to find a new, better home for its programming. It's worth stressing that accidental blood, such as from a busted nose or unintended cut, will still be allowed, and TNA isn't adopting a completely PG approach. For now, though, it appears to be striving for a more refined, less blood-soaked show in an effort to attract a broader broadcasting opportunity for its roster. TNA is signaling a preference for long-term growth and visibility over short-term shock value, though it remains to be seen if this change will lead to a new TV or streaming deal. What we do know is TNA is looking to elevate its platform, even if it means getting rid of something fans have often associated with the Total Nonstop Action brand. Do you think that cutting out blading is the right move for TNA Wrestling, or is the company losing part of what made it unique? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We've got some news from WWE LFG now, as this week's episode started with 16 hopefuls vying for a contract, but now only 8 remain. 4 women and 4 men were cut from the show, and for the women, Tatiana Dumas, Lee Laurel, Bailey Humphrey, and Sierra Linton have been cut from the show. On the men's side of things, Troy Yearwood, Elijah Holyfield, Drake Moreau, and Anthony Luke have been cut, seeing the exit of some of the more notable names associated with the show. With 8 gone, there's just 8 young upstarts left, and time will tell who ends up leaving WWE LFG with an official WWE contract. Bad news for Total Divas fans now, as despite growing fan interest and former cast members calling for a reboot, WWE has no plans to revive the reality show. Fightful Select made clear that there is no Total Divas reboot in the works, and made clear that one account on Twitter who has been reporting that a reboot is coming is a complete fraud. While a reboot isn't happening at this time, that hasn't stopped the cast from discussing it, as Nikki Bella shared on her Nikki and Bree Show podcast. I get asked about it all the time. I really think there's something about all of us getting rebooted. Our OG crew with maybe 2 new ones, it's like the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that, we could have our Total Divas and just like that moment. Like Nikki, Naomi was part of the original cast, and in an interview with Casual Conversations shared her support for a reboot of Total Divas and had a twist for the show in mind. Naomi said that it was fun to show her early days in WWE, and now it would be exciting to follow a new group as they begin their wrestling careers, before pitching Tiffany Stratton as a cast member. She described Tiffany as a fascinating person who fans would enjoy seeing, and said the young, gifted women's champion would be perfect for a show that documents stars on the rise. Naomi also discussed what made the series a standout piece of WWE programming in the first place, as she said, "One of the best things about Total Divas was seeing our personal lives. Managing relationships in this business is tough, and I think fans would love to see how different couples handle it." As for whether the OGs should appear, Naomi didn't hesitate. "Some of us are still here, and I think we'd need to make some cameos." Even if WWE isn't ready to bring Total Divas back, it's clear that the show's legacy and the appetite for more is still very much alive among fans and those in the industry. Last weekend, AAA hosted its first televised event since WWE announced its acquisition, and the WWE influence was felt on the program from the very start. The show opened with a video package from Rey Mysterio hyping up the show to footage of his own time with AAA, as well as footage from AAA's biggest stars, both past and present. As questions remain over WWE's handling of AAA, opening the show with Rey was a bold move, and if all goes to plan, WWE's acquisition will be finalized before the end of this year. With Jeff Cobb recently becoming a free agent, it's been reported that the wrestler is expected to join WWE's main roster soon, and now Cobb has subtly teased that he's signed. On Twitter, Cobb said he wanted to run it back with Bronson Reed, hinting that he's ready to wrestle with the monstrous superstar who is part of WWE. While Reed is currently out of action, he hopes to be back in the ring later this year, and a massive meeting with Jeff Cobb could be in the Australian's future. From 2001 to 2005, Maven was part of WWE, and while he teased a return during a November 2024 video from his popular YouTube channel, he was recently at a much different show. PW Insider reports that the Tough Enough winner was backstage at the latest AEW Collision in Atlanta, and we'll have to see if this was a one-off visit or the start of something more. For years, Dark Side of the Ring has been providing an in-depth look into wrestling controversies, but so far, a 7th season of the hit series has not been announced. While this season hasn't been publicly revealed, Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports that pre-production is already underway and that 2 potential episodes are in development now. During a Q&A, Johnson confirmed that the showrunners are preparing for a 7th season, even though Vice TV has yet to officially sign off on the idea. The show's 6th season is currently airing, with episodes dedicated to Eddie Gilbert, Tony Atlas, Billy Graham, and the 1998 Hell in a Cell classic between Mankind and The Undertaker. Past seasons have covered Brian Pillman, the steroid scandal, the Montreal Screwjob, and Owen Hart, and now the producers are ready to deliver more from Dark Side of the Ring. In 2017, Summer Rae retired from WWE, but has made a handful of on-screen returns since then, with her most recent match coming in the 2022 Royal Rumble match. Now the former Total Divas star is eager to step back in the ring, as she shared that she's been working on some film and TV projects involving pro wrestling. Chavo Guerrero, who has worked with projects like Glow and the Iron Claw, has been working with Summer Rae on these new projects and has told Summer that she still has it. These projects have left Summer with the itch for making a return to in-ring competition, and Chavo has also gifted Summer a Guerrero shirt, which makes her feel like I'm one of them. Summer Rae never held championship gold in WWE, but perhaps that'll change if the former superstar is able to make a return after catching the pro wrestling bug once again. And we're ending today with the releases, as several wrestlers have been cut, and the mood among talent and fans has been understandably serious given what's transpired. People are still reacting to the news, but on Twitter, Naomi shared her take on the releases with a pointed attack at Jade Cargill, though her comment has received a lot of backlash. Making reference to the cuts as well as her feud with Cargill, Naomi tweeted that, "If I was doing releases, I would have kept everyone and just released Jade Cargill." The comment sparked a lot of anger, with many arguing that Naomi was making light of people losing their jobs, and many made reference to Naomi's past exit from WWE. One fan said that WWE should have released you, you're awful, but the defiant Naomi didn't back down, telling the fans, "They already did, and I'm still here, mother fluffer." Another fan said that those who've previously been released shouldn't be talking like this, though Naomi said fans didn't have this energy when I was in exile. Another argued that Naomi quit and left the tag titles on Adam Pearce's desk, to which Naomi hit back, saying the tag division is what it is today thanks to herself and Sasha Banks. Naomi refused to back down from her comment about Cargill, which many felt was disrespectful to those released, and fans can continue to see Naomi on WWE programming.